Hey guys, so today I'm gonna react to a AOC YouTube video that was posted yesterday, October 1st, 2025, where she's talking with Bernie Sanders about the whole consequences of the Republican shutdown with Bernie Sanders. If you guys don't know, Donald Trump ordered multiple federal agencies to also post the fault of the shutdown on Democrats. He himself claims that it's the radical left's the fault of the Democrat Party, which is not. In a nutshell, the the Democrat Party didn't want to pass the continuing resolution (CR) because the continuing resolution would still keep the trillions of dollars of cuts to healthcare premiums that will impact people who are using Medicaid, Medicare, etc. And if you want to get things like insulin, uh, because you have diabetes, you won't be able to afford it because all this will be increased by at least double the amount that you're already paying for. So this will impact the people who are the lowest income. And in particular, people living in rural areas of a state, especially in the rural areas of red states, where a lot of red states have rural areas where people are really poor, you can't find jobs, they're going to be affected the most. So this is what the video is going to be discussing about and why this is such a problem. And Democrats didn't want to do that because they want to reverse that continuing resolution (CR) from July 2025, so that people can still keep carrying the healthcare premiums at a more affordable price, so people are not dying just because they're too poor to afford more expensive health insurance plan that is just the same coverage but paying more for it. That's not fair. That's in the nutshell summarizing the video.
Hey everybody, I was walking here in Washington, D.C., and who did I bump into? One of my favorite members of the United States Congress, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
And one of my favorite senators.
All right. Anyhow, as everybody knows, we are now in a government shutdown.
Yeah, the government shutdown, the federal government shutdown happened September 30, 2025.
Republicans are attacking Alexandria, attacking me. Why didn't you vote for this clean CR to keep the government open?
Well, there's that.
Again, CR stands for continuing resolution. So just for people who don't know, that just means something they passed back in July, a continuing resolution to keep the government running. But of course, that continuing resolution just means tax cuts for the wealthy, and then they cut trillions of dollars from Medicare, etc., healthcare premiums that will keep things more affordable so that people can keep getting the insulin covered, be able to get chemotherapy for cancer treatment, etc. So keep in mind, Republicans are screwing the little people. They will blame Democrats. They're doing that on official government websites, which in a way is illegal. But that's a whole other story. But they are doing this so that people they can shift the whole plot and the whole dialogue to put the blame on Democrats when it's Republicans who want to screw over the people who are making the least. So if you still keep voting Republican, keep in mind throughout this year when there are local and state elections happening in November during the election, this year and next year midterm election, do not vote for Republicans when they literally are voting to take away your health care. That should matter regardless of if you have a toddler, if you're an elderly person, your sister's 70s plus, if it's someone who is young in the teenage or young adult in the 20s, 30s, it doesn't matter. This should be something that everyone should care about and not vote for a party, aka the Republican Party, that keeps taking away the very thing that keeps people alive, the healthcare coverage. But if you keep increasing the healthcare premium costs, how are people gonna be able to afford healthcare? Be able to have chemotherapy sessions and be able to take insulin, be able to see dermatologists to be able to deal with cysts that are very painful, etc. People need to keep those things in mind.
Nothing clean about it. This is one of the dirtiest tricks that is being pulled on the American people right now. Starting today, October 1st, and throughout the rest of the month, Americans across this country are going to start getting notifications that their insurance premiums are up to doubling. We're talking about.
Say that again.
Your monthly insurance premiums are going to double for millions of people across the country.
And they're correct. It's going to happen. If this shutdown keeps going to the point where Democrats just give up and just give what Republicans want, people are going to suffer dramatically. That's why they're going to start getting notified that, hey, your insurance might double, triple, soon. So keep that in mind. It's a very sad situation.
Any time when we're already paying by far the highest prices in the world for healthcare at a time when people can't afford it. right now. So what happens?
It's easy for you to afford if you also live in a state where you have jobs that are good paying jobs and they're stable. So if you live in major metropolitan areas, right, major cities like New York City, Chicago, Newark, Jersey City, Los Angeles, etc. You live in those major Seattle, right, in Washington. You keep living those major places, Washington D.C., by a district. If you keep living in those particular major areas, you have high chance of having good paying jobs that are also stable for years to come. Imagine living in bum in rural area nowhere, Mississippi, Texas, right? It's a lot hard to find jobs. If you live in a southern area of a city that is Brewster, you might still be able to find jobs. Southern, like for instance, southern New Jersey, the southern area of New Jersey, closer to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you can find jobs there still. Even though you might be 2 hours per away from everything, at least you can find jobs in major cities, right? You can do that. Connecticut, you can also do that. But imagine living in Mississippi, Alabama, Alaska, living in places where there are not many jobs there, especially in the rural areas. What are you gonna do, right? If you live in Florida, Orlando has a lot of jobs, right? Right, Disney's right there. But if you live other areas that are further away from the main places that have jobs, same thing in Texas. Yeah, Houston, Austin, Texas, you can find jobs. But what about other areas that are very rural that don't have jobs? Um, so those people are gonna be really impacted. And that's not fair.
Means people getting bankrupt over chemotherapy, people going to the pharmacy and not being able to get their insulin. And frankly, it means a lot of Americans are going to be in danger. And Republicans want us to rubber stamp that. So, what are we going to say to that, Bernie?
Well, I'll tell you, it's not only be in danger. Let's be clear. And I'm not, doesn't make me happy to have to say this, but there have been studies out there that when you combine doubling premiums for the ACA and then throw it.
ACA is Affordable Care Act, for people who don't know, and that was passed by Democrats and signed by Obama into law. So it's not Medicare for all, unfortunately, which would be better, but at least it was something to provide more coverage for low income households. People were getting confused about Affordable Care Act and Obamacare. Republicans created the term or phrase Obamacare to confuse people, think that Obamacare was different from Affordable Care Act to attack Obama. A lot of people in England thought that, oh, I like Affordable Care Act, ACA, but I hate Obamacare. You see that a lot of these England Republicans who vote for Trump twice or three times because the party voted also in 2020, not understanding or not even just Googling in ChatGPT to explain to them that, hey, Obamacare and Affordable Act are the same thing, but Obamacare was the word Obamacare. That phrase was created by Republicans to create propaganda that's different from ACA because ACA was and still is successful. It's not as good as what Medicare for all would be, but it's much better than what we had before. So just to keep people don't be ignorant, Affordable Act was passed by Democrats in Congress, signed by Obama, who was the president at that time. Republicans had nothing to do with it. They've been trying to trick you, claiming that Obamacare is different from ACA. It's not. It's just they created the word or phrase of Obamacare to trick you, thinking it's something opposite of Affordable Care. For people who are gullible and potentially racist, among other things, they fell for that.
15 million people off of Medicaid and the ACA. The result is, according to studies at Yale and University of Pennsylvania, 50,000 low-income, working-class Americans will die every single year. Right? If you don't have the money to go to a doctor and you're sick, you're done. That's what we're looking at. That's what this clean bill is about.
And so Republicans want us to rubber stamp that. And we're saying no. We need to stand up for the American people. We need to stand up for our healthcare system. And if they want our votes, they need to make sure that we're protecting every American and making sure that we can do what we can to continue to make healthcare accessible, affordable, as we work to make it a human right for all.
Right. So let me just back that up. Remember, right now, our healthcare system is broken.
Yeah, this is the whole point why Bernie is being tried to pass Medicare for all, which would include dental care, and that will resolve the affordability issues. Yeah, everyone will pay a little bit more in taxes. In taxes to make sure that exists, but that's still way cheaper than the way we're doing privately, right? Through the free market or through an employer where your health care coverage and insurance, right? Your health care insurance, health care coverage is tied to employment. So you're forced to keep working so you can have health care insurance for yourself and your family. That's what Biden's trying to do the opposite. Create a system that is an universal healthcare based on a single payer system, aka Medicare for all, that is even more coverage than what, for example, Canada and some European countries have.
Right now, we're the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people, and these guys want to make it even worse. We're not going to let that happen.
No, we're not.
Thank you.
Onward.
Yep. So that was basically the video, and this is the big issue that has been happening. So yeah, this is obviously bad and it's not good to happen. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this situation. And if you really think it's the fault of Democrats, if no, that's not the case, it's been proven right on the day off that it's not. But you can let me know how you can show to me that's the fault of Democrats when it literally isn't. But I will have a debate with you. I don't have a problem with that. I can cite things to back it up too. And if this will affect you, if this shutdown would literally affect you, your family members, friends, etc., and how you feel about it, we can talk about it. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Watch this TikTok files on TikTok, and can support us on Patreon. Have a good day, guys.